Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports with Monga, and we are at the final countdown. This is the final episode on the run-in. There'll be more there'll be more kind of the Premier League title, what really happened the final day. So do look out for that video as well. But then this video is about Manchester City and Arsenal, who were playing the final game for the run-in for the Premier League title, and it has ended with none other than Manchester City. Yes, you've heard this right. They won again. Fourth Premier League title in a row, never to be done by anybody. But the records are only to be created to be broken, and this is broken again. What a game! I don't know, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, get on the comment section below. Let me know where you were watching this game from. I was watching it from a pub, a local pub. There was a Manchester United game happening. There was a Chelsea game happening. They were like, it's a big pub, so they have areas where they had one screen watching the game, and I was sitting and watching the City game because they had City and Arsenal games kind of on the parallel screens. It was like the minute it started, it was like first goal in like less than a minute, and it was like crazy. But yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and Sports with Monga is a fan community. It's my perspective from a fan's perspective, how I see the game, how I see and the emotions that raw from him. Of course, it was a crazy scene to be if I'm very honest. Manchester City started like how they do. Phil Foden, I don't know how, and it's pretty clear that there is a reason why he's the player of the season as well in the Premier League. Phil Foden, he just smashes them. Phil Foden's second-minute goal, beautiful outside of like that left foot is beautiful. And game over from there in my mind, because West Ham was then deep defending, and he scored the 18th in the 18th minute as well. Kudus, before the first half ended, he did score a goal, and then you could feel a late surge, but then Rodri scored in the 59th minute from he just dragged the ball in, and Rodri just does what Rodri does, and it was just like crazy scenes, and they are better. They're just done. But interesting to see a goal disallowed late on in the, I think, 18th or 85th minute or 83rd minute. A goal disallowed for Manchester City, for West Ham after a foul handball. Like it hit his hand, and then he went in. But then credit where it's due, Pep Guardiola does it again. Four Premier League titles in a row. Nobody has ever done that, not even the great Sir Alex Ferguson. So it's definitely something he wanted to play for and win. But this is what City does. They're just relentless. There's some issues at the end where people were coming on the pitch, and it was interesting to see Bernardo Silva animated and telling them move away so that they could finish the game and then celebrate. Of course, more crazy scenes at the Arsenal game against Everton. That just kind of fell very straight. That didn't kind of fall very straightforward because Gay started the first goal and the 1-0 down Arsenal. But then Takehiro Tomiyasu, an unlikely source, but then he got the equalizer before the first half ended. And the goal from also went from a Declan Rice kind of deflection. So it was like Raya was completely flat-footed on that side, and he couldn't do anything. But Kai Havertz, a mistake in the defensive line from the process in the middle. Jesus gets the ball and he runs through it. But Kai Havertz gets and passes to Odegaard, who kind of then makes a very smart pass to Kai Havertz, who kind of, makes a goal in the empty net. So it was kind of beautiful. But then late win, 2-1 win for Arsenal, pretty late in the 89th minute. Kai Havertz, but yeah, it is eventually ended with 8-9. Can you believe that, guys? We're talking about 91 and 89 to be the 38 game weeks have been played. Manchester City win the Premier League for the fourth time in a row with 91 points, and Arsenal have not won the Premier League with 89 points. They've lost the Premier League by 2 points it is just mind-boggling what's just happened, the level of this Premier League right now. There will be more videos coming through the week regarding the FA Cup that is next for Manchester City. Arsenal, I think, will kind of end this. This is the last game of the season, and they need to end, and they will have some rest before the preseason starts, and then the Euro as well, and then the Premier League is back. And that's interesting. But more to talk about here from an Arsenal's game perspective. Arsenal would have felt like they lost the title after losing home to Aston Villa. But then, ifs and buts don't make the Premier League. It's just the victories that kind of eventually make it. Manchester City are the first team in the English top flight history to win the title in 4 consecutive seasons, having won the league in 2021, 21, 22, 22, 23, and 23, 24. Pep Guardiola has clinched his 6th. And this is what he was celebrating with, number 6. That's nobody has done it. 6th title win with Manchester. He is just the 4th manager to win as many as English top flight titles. Sir Alex Ferguson has maximum with the number 13, George Ramsey with 6, and Bob Paisley with 6. Can you imagine? Pep Guardiola is now about to beat Ramsey and Paisley, the legends in Liverpool, as the manager who have done most Premier League wins. Manchester City have now gone 35 matches unbeaten in all competitions, 129 drawn 6, the longest run ever by a Premier League team in the English top flight history. The only team with longer unbeaten is Nottingham Forest, with 40 in a row. Histories have been made, but it is interesting to see how Pep Guardiola at the end of the press conference said, "I don't know what I'm going to fight for next season, but it's too late and too long for me to think of that." Of course, like, what is he fighting for? Like, Champions League, he's won it, but do they want to win again? What is he looking for next season? Is he going for the quadruple? Nothing is away or impossible for Pep Guardiola. That's how I feel it, and it is going to be interesting. How does this club move ahead? Which, in my mind, is going to be very interesting to see. Very, very interesting points. But on the Arsenal side, Arsenal's 89 points this season is their 2nd most in a single Premier League campaign, after the 90 earned in the title winning side in the 2003 and 4. So 20 years on, they've almost equaled their title winning run. Would have been a crazy scene if that would have happened. Everton lost their final Premier League game of the season for the 15th time. No side has done more. William Saliba became the first outfield player ever to play every minute of Arsenal in single Premier League. William Saliba has been a rock for them, but it's going to be interesting how things shape up. Arteta at the end of the press conference did say he will come back and they will come back again. They're so close. It's almost like they're very close to it, but then Manchester City just don't stop. It's after a game where Haaland's missed like sitters, like literal fucking sitters that he could have just finished. But then that's a separate story and separate game altogether. The Premier League is over. Manchester City are the champions for the 4th time. Arsenal fans, how do you feel? Drop in the comment section below. Let me know, what do you think? It could have been a game of like different opinion, but West Ham were completely dumbfounded against Manchester City. Manchester City fans, let me know, what do you feel? Hit the subscribe button, guys. There's loads of content coming through with the game, with the Premier League team of the season, with what has really happened in the top 8 and the clubs and so on, what the story is for the European nights. A lot of drama and a lot of warm-up coming to the Champions League, the Europa League finals, as well, and the FA Cup as well, which is not that far away. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I hope you enjoy this ride, and I catch you in the next one.